Yeah, boy, yeah. Big boy fella is back in the house. For your information, big boy fellas is back in the pins. Back in the pins. That's the Philippines. Anyway, if y'all seen my last video, y'all realize the tactical miscalculation I had getting here to the Philippines. Well, anyway, I'm here now, so hey, water under the bridge, right? Anyway, I'm sitting back chilling. The day is Friday, 14 June 2024. It's approximately 12 p.m., 12 noon out there. Approximately 12 noon. And somewhat hazy sky. We might have a little probability of rain. Maybe 5 to 10%, I imagine. Temperature currently is about 90 degrees. Maybe a little bit less. With a little breeze coming in between the concrete jungles. A little breeze. You ain't gonna get that much breeze here because there's so much concrete growth, housing developments and all that stuff. Concrete, everything. Concrete generates heat. As y'all know, the day is supposed to be the day I'm supposed to be in the process of settling on my new property here in the Philippines. I'm in the process of purchasing the property, and I'm supposed to be going through the process of closing currently. But just as you could possibly imagine, the seller put it off until Tuesday. And the reason that is essentially is because there are some issues, some logistical issues concerning the seller that needs to be worked out, essentially. And tomorrow's Saturday, so all governmental offices closed tomorrow, and they'll be closed until Tuesday. The reason that is because Tuesday is a Filipino holiday. And so, as it stands right now, most likely we'll go through this process of closing on this property Tuesday. Yeah, boy, yeah. So I'm sitting back chilling out, you know. I'm almost certain we're gonna get a little rain from the look of things. I imagine that will happen. Woo, boy! Sitting here chilling out in Makati City, Metro Manila. Yeah, boy, yeah, looking at some of these videos. If you ever get a chance, you want to get an idea of what's going on over here in Southeast Asia, you can go on the internet and look at some of these Filipino videos. China, Taiwan, and Vietnam and Cambodia, Japanese and all that kind of stuff. They got huge issues over here just like we got over there. I don't think Americans are the only one got issues. In fact, I'm inclined to believe the issues here in Southeast Asia are greater than those in America, essentially. Now, inflation is on the rise, but here currently in the Philippines, you still can get a pretty good bang for your buck. But if you're a local national and you rely on your local economy for employment and all that kind of good stuff, then yeah, it's probably a struggle. I mean, it'd be a struggle for most people. Because the average Filipino, unless you work for somebody like high tech or somebody in the medical profession or something like that, you could probably only muscle about $15 to $20 on about 8 to 10 to 12 hours of labor. So it ain't like you making lots of money. That's just not happening. Anyway, Let me get out of here. Let me give you an idea again what we look like here. Look like there's a little bit less activity here currently than it was last time I was here. But I only been here 24 hours. Well, actually, I've been here about 18 hours. My plane landed last night at about 7. Yeah. We had to sit on the tarmac for a little bit, waiting for a gate to disembark. Waiting on a gate to disembark, so that took about 35, 40 minutes. The ride on the Uber was like 35, 40 minutes. I had to go through customs. That took a little time. Filipino customs. Anyway, let me shout out to Turkish Airline. I'm going to revise my rating for airline travel, my airline travel to the Philippines, where I rate the best airline to the worst. And currently, if you any what familiar with that, I have rated Cathay Pacific out of the Philippines. Let me let y'all see my brother-in-law. You see, that's my brother-in-law. I think he's 50 years old. He's the oldest of 8 kids. Actually, he's the son of the father, not the mother. So, anyway, he's a carpenter. And he picked up all carpenter jobs. And he's very good at it. He's very good at carpenter type stuff, you know, like measurements and all that kind of. If you got a carpenter problem, then he can figure it out, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I own a house, like in the past, I was never good at that kind of stuff. Not really, but this guy's super good. So. Once we settle on this property, we're going to employ him for 2 weeks to make whatever necessary adjustment on this property. So he's going to have 2 weeks to bring this property up to snuff, which include painting and everything else associated with it. Woo! I was just saying, with my airplane rating sector of my YouTube, currently I rated Cathay Pacific Airline at the top of my list as being the best, the most convenient airline that I've used to travel over here. Well, I'm going to push Cathay Pacific down 1 and put Turkish Airline at the top of my list. I'm going to tell you, that is one super airline, Turkish Airline. And if you ever had the opportunity to experience their airport facility, you'll realize that they don't take second class for nobody. I would think they're probably the most convenient airport facility you can imagine. Certainly the most, in my opinion, I've never been in an airport facility more convenient than that, a Turkish Airline. So with that being said, I'm at 9 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing down. Like I said, it's approximately 90 degrees. Humidity is probably about 30%. I imagine this is probably the coolest day I've ever had in the Philippines since I've been coming to the Philippines. I imagine the days to follow is going to get better, so we'll see. Y'all be good now. You're here. Yeehaw!